Eat the rainbow. That is our sixth nutritional principle, to eat the rainbow. Dan, what does that exactly mean?
It's getting away from feeling that you have to have one superfood, that there's one type of food that's going to be the magic bullet. Instead, if we eat all of the foods in the rainbow, we can ensure that we're going to get all the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients, everything we need to achieve optimal health. So eating the rainbow will ensure that we'll get it. It's what nature wants us to do.
Colorful food.
Yes.
That's what it is. Just don't always have bland food, gray colored food, just bland food on your plate. Be sure that you have color on the plate. And Dan, I know you have a great tip for when you're at the supermarket. Now,
I love to shop.
As you know, well, I don't.
But I love grocery shopping,
Yes.
especially. And I've been grocery shopping with chefs, and if anybody has the opportunity to shop with a chef and see how they massage the food, see how they check out the food that they want to cook with, that's a great experience. So when I go into the grocery store,
they like to feel it. They like
feel
to
it,
feeling
massage
it all,
it. Just,
right?
yeah,
They
and
one
find
with
out.
the food, one with the food.
Right.
But what's your tip, Dan?
When I go to the grocery store, what I really like to do is go to the produce section. That's where you're going to find all your colors.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll find colors in the aisle, but that's marketing and advertising. I'm looking for nature's colors, the colors of the rainbow that's in all the fruits and vegetables that we can buy. And what my favorite thing to do is squint. And when you squint a little bit, your eye is going to pick up some color will stand out. Like it'll pick up one color, and I just kind of go right for that color. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm going for. You know, sometimes it's an eggplant, sometimes it's a green leafy, but many times I don't even recognize what I'm going for. And what a great opportunity. Then I get to go on the Google and try to find out what it is, or look it up, or even ask somebody in the store.
What to make with it. Yeah, right?
So it's a great way not only to catch the rainbow while you're in the store, but also learn about new foods and how to prepare new foods. When you're eating the 4 different food groups like we talk about, that's a great opportunity to get the rainbow in those food groups.
That's great. So we just went, before the video started, actually before we started the show, right? I said, okay, we want to show some examples of the rainbow. And we just simply went to our refrigerator. We didn't get special groceries for the show today. We just went right to our refrigerator and to say, okay, what do we have here?
What do we have?
So I wonder if I can just flip this down a little bit just to show the rainbow, and then we can show them one by one, okay? But look at this. Is this colorful or what, you guys? This is so beautiful. And so of course I know that a lot of you like to run over kale in your driveway, okay? But we're not gonna do that, all right? We're gonna say, this is great leafy green, and there's lots of ways to make it, okay?
Pound for pound, the most nutrient-dense food you can eat is kale.
All right. And one of the best things, when you get this, look at this, curly kale, is to, just take it and, whoops, it flew away. Just zip it off the stem.
Strip it.
Okay, strip it. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just cut it, you're gonna go like this, because no one's gonna eat this big kale in their salad, all right? This is why everybody hates it, because you're not gonna eat this. It's too chewy.
Well, kale's in the cabbage family. It means leafy cabbage. That's what kale is. So it's a great cruciferous food.
Dan, not around the kids.
However, when you're serving it, chop it really fine like you would cabbage. Like when you're making coleslaw with cabbage.
Supposed to put that on do not disturb. But look it. Dan's a surgeon, he chops. Me, I'm just gonna go like this. And I'm just gonna rip it all up into shreds, okay? Sorry, Dan. I
No,
mean, you're the,
I'm saying
you
just
know,
get
you
it
like,
small.
You like to cut things. I'm not. Okay.
And then tame it with some acid.
But you got right. You got to get it small. That's
That's
our
right.
point.
That's the
okay.
most
And so
important
you
thing.
want to get it nice and small. And then what you want to do when you put it in the bowl, you can either squeeze lemon juice or just if you have your bottled lemon juice, put that on, or apple cider vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar.
Anything that's
anything.
an acid. And then you're going to massage it and let it rest.
15, 20 minutes.
Right. Then
it's
that's
edible.
Now, right, exactly. And then that's the basis for your salad. Or you can throw that in a stir fry. I mean, you can throw it in a
Right.
stir fry as is, or steam it.
Right.
But
When you cook it, yes, you do denature it, which makes it more palatable for everybody. But remember, you got to add that mustard seed powder, that mustard powder to give back the enzymes to make that cruciferous vegetable beneficial to help
Right.
prevent cancer.
But you want to get it small. You want to get some sort of acid on it. You want to massage it.
Yes.
Which makes it feel really good and then taste really good afterward. And then you won't hate it and want to run over it in the driveway with your car. Okay, so look at another thing, mangoes, all right? These are so delicious. And this one, I don't know, it's a little bruised, but these are ripe.
They're
We
ready.
need to make something with this. Maybe we'll put this in the kale salad. You want to
That's-
combine these things. Just take all of these colorful foods and combine them. Pick the ones that you want. And don't be afraid. I mean, you don't need a recipe for this stuff. You just combine
I
it.
remember when we started cooking with the 4 food groups: fruits, vegetables, legumes, and natural grains. Putting all 4 of those groups together to create meals, we threw some meals away. Sometimes they just weren't
That's
good.
right. Gross.
But you got to keep trying.
Experiment.
Yeah, experiment. You don't need recipes so much as you need to understand the 4 food groups to ensure that you get all the nutrients that you
Yes,
need.
you want to make sure that they're there. I mean, do they all of them have to be at every single meal? No, not necessarily. Sometimes that's like difficult, right? So I did, today have a sweet potato, okay, and it was so orange inside. So I always have sweet potatoes that are already cooked in my
We
refrigerator.
put the oven on, we throw a few
If you
sweet
put
potatoes
the oven
in.
on, you make sure you have the
That's
sweet
right.
potato. So that was my lunch. I put some roasted corn salsa, some jalapeno salsa that I had, and then I had a side salad of arugula, which I love, and I had some leftover artichoke hearts. I put those on, and then I put just a balsamic, just some balsamic vinegar. That's it.
Delicious.
Salt, pepper, and it was delicious, and it was so colorful. So of course, tomatoes. So we've got some grape tomatoes. How do you
Regular
like tomatoes?
tomatoes.
These are really great
delicious.
because you can have these as a snack. And so you're always going to have a great snack, and they're just easy to you don't have to slice and dice. But if you have time, you've got the tomato you can slice and dice.
And we love onions.
Yes.
I mean, I've always said too, I could just take a sweet onion like this and just bite into it and eat it like an apple. But onions really have great nutrients in them. Again, very very immune boosting, cancer fighting elements in them to really help your system.
Our daughter Anna today, when she was making her rice bowl, she said, "Sliced red onion." She says, "This is like a gift from God, right? This is
Something
so
magical about
delicious."
them.
She says, "I
Yes.
could put these on anything." Of course, going back to fruits, we have some delicious cherries because they are in season. So you've got cherries, and these are so colorful.
And we had some
Right.
leftover corn. Again,
Yeah.
another great grain that's used in so many different recipes. In some countries, used so many different ways to dry it out, to grind it down, to create tortillas, for example. Corn.
Yeah.
Nutrient dense, starchy, makes you feel nice and full, and provides great fiber. So our GI tract can keep going.
And Dan, I saw that you just grabbed a half of corn on the cob today, just as a quick snack, just to munch on. But also, you can take that, and I remember when the kids had braces, I'd have to cut the corn off so that because they couldn't eat the corn on the cob. But you can do that too. So for something quick to add to a salad, just have that fresh corn on the cob, and that's delicious. Apples. We've got a couple of people in the family who like the red apples. We have a couple who like the green apples, and so we always have both in our refrigerator.
So many different ways to have apples. it's been shown too that an apple a day does keep the doctor away. That has to do
I
with
don't want
the
to keep you away, Dan.
it has to do with the fiber that's in apples. So right here in Boston at the Nurses' Health Study, they found that the nurses that ate the most apples had the least number of doctor visits, the least number of days missed from work. They all felt very healthy because it has great fiber that will enable our digestive system to work properly. An apple a day, that'll keep the doctor away.
And don't forget, if you just don't, if it's like too boring for you to just like eat an apple, cut it up, put it in a salad.
Right.
Have it with some nut butter. Put on
some lemon juice will keep it from browning too, so that'll be delicious.
if you're keeping it for later, or you also can put some cinnamon on it to make a sweet treat. Also, everything but the bagel seasoning
Great
is phenomenal
seasoning.
on it. So there's lots of ways that you can get your apple a day in.
And then who doesn't like strawberries? I mean, talk about color. When you're talking strawberries, remember apples, strawberries. Look at the environmental working group's Dirty Dozen. But strawberries and apples are always at the top of the list of the foods that you need to buy organic. Just make sure apples, strawberries are organic. Not so much the corn, doesn't have to be organic. And then people say, Dan, Dr. Dan, how do you recommend people eating corn? I thought it's full of GMO. I thought it isn't really good for you because they genetically modify it so much. Well, that's true, but that's not the corn, the sweet corn that we eat, that we find in the supermarket. That's the corn they use to feed cattle, the corn they use for feed on the farms.
Okay.
That's a different kind of corn. That's not the corn that you and I eat.
Don't worry about eating corn.
Don't
That's
worry,
the thing.
yellow sweet corn is very good to eat.
What else do we have? Let's get to a grain
Yeah,
here.
another grain.
We just had this grain. It's cooked. Just some quinoa. But
We
look
like
at
to
all
keep
the
extra
colors.
quinoa.
I mean, this is red quinoa, so it's really, there's white quinoa, which is like, I don't really like to get that because it's like so bland, but I love this red quinoa.
The red quinoa is good.
This
The
is
black
really
quinoa
great.
is good.
I don't really love quinoa just plain, like by itself, so I'll just throw it into a salad. Or there's lots and lots of there's quinoa burgers that you can make. Also, you can just throw it into anything just so that you add your grain. It kind of picks up the flavors of whatever you mix it with. So that's
And people
nice.
are always so worried about protein. And there are some legumes and some grains that are what we call complete proteins, meaning that they have all the different proteins, the 21 different amino acids that make up the proteins, and especially the 9 essential amino acids. And quinoa is one of those grains that has all 9 essential amino acids.
So-
now, just like Pamela said, you don't have to eat all the different foods in every single meal. Your body will sort it out. Your body's pretty intelligent. It knows when it's getting certain foods, how to store them, how to utilize them. So just eat all the foods. The other thing is that all foods have all the macronutrients, the fats, the carbohydrates, the proteins, just in different amounts. That's all. So you want to eat the rainbow to ensure you're getting all the macronutrients that you need along with the micronutrients that you need.
And you won't have to worry. Mother Nature has it figured out.
She's been around a
She's
long
done
time.
her job, okay? So you just do your job and eat the
Yes.
foods you love that love you back.
Yes.
That's the key, okay? And you know which foods do not love you back. You know when you get a bellyache. You know when your belly expands. You know when you have low energy. You know which ones give you higher energy. All these foods are going to give you vitality and energy in life and
Longevity.
lifestyle. Exactly. So just, this is all about knowing the truth about the foods you're eating. And you know what? I know you know the truth, okay? So it's about implementing that truth and adopting it to your life and your lifestyle.
And just changing your habits.
Exactly.
Changing
That's
the way
right.
you do things.
So-
Try something new.
So Dan, do you have a resource for us?
Well, I mean, we're talking about eating whole foods. We're talking about plant-based and the rainbow today in particular. And there's a great nutritionist out of Cornell University. And most people know him for his publication, his book called The China Study. And that's one of the books that changed my life. Everybody knows the story that I read it on a plane going down to Florida and texted Pamela back when I landed because I wasn't traveling with you. I just became a vegetarian, not even knowing what a vegetarian is. And I said, "Are you in?" And like most days, she agreed right with me and said, yes, I'm in.
Can't beat him, join him.
But Colin Campbell has always been an advocate for not just eating the rainbow, but by eating whole foods, a whole food plant-based diet. And then he wrote this book called Whole. And he emphasizes just what we've been talking about, that when you eat the whole foods, nature has it all figured out. And you will get all the nutrients that you need. Just keep the food in their whole form. Stay away from the processed food, the ones in the jars, bottles, bags, and cans that have been through a plant, been through a processing plant. Now in here, yes, you can get into the science of how the chemistry and biochemistry works in our bodies. Look how complicated that is in that figure, in this diagram here. Yeah, I mean, glucose metabolism is complicated, but you don't need to know that. What you need to know is everything else he says in here. Get away from the reductionism. Get away from thinking that there's one key ingredient that's going to be the holy grail, be the magical ingredient that's going to give you that life and vitality. It's really all about the whole foods. Great resource.
Eat the rainbow. Eat whole foods. Eat plants. Not food from a plant.
That's right.
Which don't even constitute as food. It's fake food. All right? And so you know what to do. I challenge you to take a look at your meal, okay, while you're eating it, and really look at it and say, is there any color on this plate?
Right.
And if not, go to your pantry, go to your refrigerator, and get something. We'll put some color on it. And I don't mean just ketchup and mustard, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real parts of the meal, not the condiments, all right? So get that, do it, and I know that you will feel so much better.
So much better.
All right. Thank you very much. Be sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, share it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.